lot of us define discipline as something different. I don't believe in hitting children. I don't. I don't really believe in yelling at children like that. But I know sometimes, your voice gonna carry. You're gonna have to lay down the law. Now, in a situation like this, if I'm the man of this house, and I don't believe in hitting the child, but I believe in discipline and structure. Now taking on this role, am I supposed to allow another man's theory or the way that they do things take over my house?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kansas Conversations. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I hope y'all had a great day today because I know I did. We are going to start very early since, as you can see, we are a little bit on time today. So we're going to get in, get out, and let y'all go do what y'all got to go do. We going to go do what we got to go do. Okay, beautiful people. As y'all all know, I'm your host, Kyra, your favorite homegirl. Hi. All right, let's get showing out here.
I feel like I'm in a fast lane.
We speeding it up today. You know what I'm saying? We got to get in and get out. It's like busting a nut in and out.
Ooh. I guess. Not what I would have used. I wouldn't have used that, but all right.
Hi, Tiki. Hi, Janice. Cool. I text you. You didn't text me back, Janice. That's what he said. I think he's stupid. Dag, Deacon, could you at least let me have introduced you? He
That's my guy.
I swear, yo, Derek ain't nothing but the biggest jokester.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I text you from a different number, girl. Hey, Patty. That's my light-skinned sister. All right, y'all. Y'all know we don't do this without Mr. the Deacon. So let's bring Mr. Deacon on. Derek, hello.
Oh, now you want me to come out? I didn't know.
Yes, because you just popped up. You ain't even let me introduce you. Nothing. You just was like, "Hey, how y'all doing? See my picture." Love you, Patty.
Hello, everybody out there in TV world, bro. How you doing? Safe too. Glad to see you back.
It was a nightmare getting back, but I'm back.
That's what I saw. I was like, oh, he's about to fly the boat, fly the shit.
No, it got worse after that. Our flight got canceled.
While y'all was on the plane?
Yeah, they told us all to get off the plane. The flight's canceled. So I had to buy another ticket on another plane to get here.
Nah, they bugging. They would have had to pull me off the plane. I'm going wherever this plane going at this point.
But I got here. I'm here, safe and sound. Precious cargo.
That's what he says.
Hey, man. Yeah, I know. Obama had to get here.
All right, beautiful people. Hello, everybody on Instagram. How y'all doing? Our topic tonight is, are the roles of men and women in relationships evolving in the right direction? This is going to be very interesting because I have no freaking idea. So we have one video, 2 videos. We have videos. So y'all peep this, and then we're going to get into the topic.
Description of a man and his role is maintainer, protector, and provider. And the description of a woman is the comfort, the consoler, and the helpmeet of a man. And whenever 2 people are following those roles and striving to become the best at it, no, not a relationship that's given 50-50. Relationships are not 50-50. They're 100-100. Ooh. You got to be 100% of what you're supposed to be, and then she has to be 100% of what she's supposed to be. That's how you have the ideal functional relationship.
Women are different, and so are the men, right? Men weren't raised like me and my father teaching me how to change oil and change brakes and all that.
Yes.
A lot of guys now aren't being raised that way. And a lot of women aren't being raised the more traditional way from the old mom, the big mom and all that to cook and clean and take care of a man. They raised to be out, be independent, cool, that's fine. So now when we come together, now, yes, I'm more of a traditional man, right? So I take care of the bulk or most of the bills, whatever the case. And she might throw in 20%. Well, guess what? I like to cook and I clean now on my own. So I might do 20% of the cooking and cleaning when she's not home, I cook. But she might do the majority. So it's all about a balance, the word you mentioned, that you two have to discuss and come to an agreement early on how you're going to work this relationship. Or else y'all could be bumping heads and you got this here dude that actually wants you to go 50-50. But you don't know it until you actually get into it.
That's
like,
right.
you're looking like 50-50. What you mean?
Here we go with another 50 conversation.
This is not about a 50-50 conversation. This is about the evolution of our men and female roles. Are we headed in the right direction, or are we going just straight to hell with it? What we doing? Sean, what we doing?
Why you always throwing me under the bus? I was waiting for this. Like, okay, let's see what happens. And then
I
boom.
want to know what we doing, Sean. We had it. We going right. We going left. What's going on?
You know damn well we ain't going in no right direction. You know it. What do you mean? Why not?
She just wanted
Why
to
we ain't going in the right direction, Sean?
It's definitely not going in the right direction.
Derek, are we going in the right direction?
You know we're not going in the right direction. I don't even know why you should have answered the question in the title.
Oh, yeah.
Because maybe some people do believe we going in the right direction.
What shows that?
Some people could believe it. I don't know. You got to ask the ones that believe it.
Then who you talking about? What people you talking about?
Just people in general feel as though the way that their role in their relationship is the right role that they're supposed to play, which is take care of me and take care
I mean, but the results of our community can show you that, a lot of things. Just saying that a lot of things is not going in the right direction.
Well, everything don't
I think
know.
And to start the conversation off, I truly believe that respect is huge in our community, and there's a lack of in both ways. I think social media is a huge issue in our community because it gives off a false representation of reality of what's really out here. Once we do climb into the statistic of a lot of things, we don't really like to have those conversations, but the statistics show you what's really going on. And a lot of us don't like it. But it is what it is. But the roles of men and women in relationships it's I don't believe they're going in the right direction. Of course, there's going to be some. We always say that. Well, I know somebody from Wisconsin that they're amazing. Yeah, I know. But
And they lying.
yeah, we have a lot of like let's say from the 50s to now, we don't went from 80% to 26% married. You know, entrepreneurship, schooling. Then you tap into all the other things, you know, teenage pregnancy. You go into violence, incarceration. You go into all of these other things to whereas, of course, you're not going in the right direction. And we're the most freest we ever been on this earth. You know what I mean? That we know of. So we can be the most freest, most financially available, and we're still going in the wrong direction. So now the question is why? When we have all of the resources that we have at our disposal, but we're still going in the wrong direction. Now that's what I want to know.
Because we're not using the resources the correct way. And a lot of us weren't raised to even recognize the resources or let alone know how to use them.
What are the resources?
You say what are the resources
that we're not using?
We ain't using none of them. Therapy. How about that?
What? I just gave you a whole bunch. School, we last in school. We the most in incarceration and teenage pregnancy. Last in marriage. Finances. We screwed up there. Like I don't know what you're asking. Like what exactly are you asking?
Addie, hilarious.
What she say? What is she talking about? Let me hear this. She's starting early.
She said if a man want to take care of her and her stay at home, come find her. She's tired of being the man in the relationship.
I don't think you can be the man in a relationship, same way that I can't be the woman in a relationship. But
well, that's the thing. What do men feel as though is a woman's role in a relationship? What's the woman's role?
To help.
In what type of relationship?
to help wherever there needs to be help. Survey the land. Wherever I come up short, you fill in.
Okay.
Now that's in a traditional biblical relationship, right? To be a helpmate.
Right.
Okay. I could dig it.
Because you got a lot of relationships out here people want.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to ask the right question. Because Derek can answer it one way and you may answer it another way. Neither one of you wrong.
No, I know. Well, what's your definition of what's a role that a woman should play in a relationship?
I truly believe in a natural order. I believe in God, man, woman, children. I believe in that. I truly believe that providing and protection, there's more to providing than just money. There's more to protection than just fisticuff, than fighting. I can protect you with wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I heard a conversation today on a podcast where it was about dressing, a woman dressing provocative. And it was like she was just basically saying, I can wear what I want to wear. Why a man feel like he gotta own me or rule me, or I can wear what I want to wear. I'm not going to be controlled. And it's like, it's not that you're going to be controlled. It's a thing of whenever you dealt with situations, I'm going to be a part of the consequences and repercussions of your actions if we're in a relationship. So you're valued counsel just the same as I'm valued counsel to you. So if I'm telling you like, hey, I heard about Freaknik, Maybe you shouldn't be wearing that two-piece, with no cover up or no this, that, and the third, going to Freaknik. And you like, I can wear what I want to wear. And then now you go down there and you get felt on or you get groped. Now I got to go and bust somebody's head because you ain't want to listen, because I know what this is. So I may have knowledge of what you want to do, where you want to do it. I may know the club, I may know the environment, and I'm sitting here giving you valued counsel, but because you want to do what you want to do, you do that. And then now you put me in a position the same way that a man can put you in a bad position.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So now I'm going to sit here. I got to fight this, this idiot, because this is where idiots play in certain places. Because you didn't want to listen to me give you protection before it gets to a certain place.
Facts. But then we hear the conversation of the black woman isn't protected and the black women don't feel safe. And my rebuttal always is, because y'all don't want to listen. And then when you say that, now you about to get your head cracked, because who are you to tell me to listen? What I got to listen to you for? Exactly. And that's why you're not protected. Because when I try to offer you counsel, when I try to offer you protection, when I try to cover, you move from under the covering, and then it's what it is.
Go on, Kyra.
What?
Oh God, because we know it is what it is, and you do what it do.
Listen, anybody telling me what to do, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Lord, see, here we go. Then, but
I'll take your advice. I'll listen to your advice, and I make the choice of whether or not I want to take it or not.
Right, but then you can't get mad or say you don't feel safe, or we don't protect the black woman, when you as a black woman make the choice to not listen.
I can understand that.
Wait, say that again. I missed.
So you wasn't even listening.
No, I missed it. Just
how you missed it when I just said it?
Just run it back one more time.
I said then you cannot be one of the ones who are sitting at the top of the mountain screaming that the black woman isn't protected when you as a black woman make a decision not to listen.
Oh, okay. I could dig it. I ain't gonna argue with you about it. If you say something to me, and if I choose not to take your advice, then I choose not to take your advice. I can't complain about it, right? I gotta sit with my consequences.
But that's what he's saying. That's not what happens.
Listen,
as what has been a common thread here on the Candid Conversation is a lack of accountability.
Oh, so shit.
When people refuse to be accountable
Hola, mama.
for their actions, but rather blame their actions on other people, we end up like this. And then we have this male-female war that goes back and forth, like, well, it's your fault, or well, it's your fault, rather than, you know what, I played my part in this and you played your part in that. So let's learn how to play our parts more positively, so we don't have to be back here again.
What did Pinky said? Does protection always have to be listening to you? And
Pinky says the protection and covering always have to be listening to what you got to say all the time.
If my job is to protect you, and I see something that you don't see, the same as you guys say you have this intuition and you see certain things and we should listen. If I see something that you may not see, or have awareness that you may not get or understand or even care for, I think the problem comes in because if we're in a relationship, I'm responsible to protect you after the fact, right? And before and during. But you understand what I'm saying? After that conversation. So if I'm providing you protection and you don't listen and you get harmed, now my job is to go into physical protection, which I would have never had to deal with this if you would have just listened in the first place.
That is true. But let me ask you this. Do you feel the protection only goes with men protecting women, women don't protect men?
I just said that just the same as you guys have intuition. I just said that.
Okay.
But here's the difference, because when we don't know how to, if we listen or don't listen, we still not up screaming that we're not protected. But that's what a lot of our sisters get put on their shirt, or get put on a bracelet, or get put on a binder, or on their bag, or at their women's conference. The black woman isn't protected. Everybody can come for the black woman and all the rest of the stuff, and nobody's there defending us. It's like, no, we can't defend you because you don't want to be defended. Well, because to be defended means that you will have to take a roll back so that person can step in front and defend. But if I'm going to bat for you, if I'm fighting for you, physically, emotionally, mentally, if I'm fighting for you, but yet you standing next to me shoulder to shoulder, I'm not fighting for you. I'm fighting with you. So I'm no longer protecting you. So then you feel unprotected, but that's because you won't take a step back and let me do what my natural order is to do.
And I just seen one comment where somebody personalized it, which I get, but what we have to understand that, like, your one situation, even if there's a couple people that share your same experience, that doesn't change the overall idea or experience for our culture. What we're talking about is, which was asked to me. I said, God, man, woman, children. We're valued counsel. Women are helpmeets. Supposed to be, according to the Bible. I'm a firm believer in a lot of us want traditional, but we truly don't want traditional. We don't.
Y'all don't want grandpa's traditional ways. What he's commenting on is Tressie. Hey, cousin. She said, and it is not that way all the time. I have been married and I went by my husband's advice and he steered me the wrong way and then
you had the wrong guy. You had the wrong guy.
So that is not for everybody.
No, that's just one person who probably picked the wrong guy.
And Janice says accountability is defined differently from men.
Especially when you said then left me. Because even if I said, babe, you shouldn't do this, and I still and then it comes out that was the worst decision, I'm still going to stand by you. I'm still going to lead you out of the mess that I created.
And go in direction, yes.
So when you say that you were left, then that wasn't the man. But once again, accountability, because you had to accept that role in that man. So you had to see something in him to say, you know what, I'm going to follow him. Or you didn't see him and you decided you was going to follow him with the absence of leadership or the absence of good decision making.
Pinky says, no, but black men will say and swear that the reason they constantly date outside their race is because other women are more submissive. But submission comes with security and safety.
Submission come with security and safety.
Submission.
Relationships are reflective, right? We tend to reflect who we are. I hear this a lot, like I'll be submissive to the right person, all of that type of stuff. Like you'll never hear a man say, I'll be masculine for the right woman.
Right.
That's just not how it works. So if you get with a guy, and like Derek said, there's red flags already. That's like a man choosing a woman because of her body, but then she have red flags all along. He can't complain later that she wasn't the woman that he want her to be, or that she should be, or whatever the case is, because you chose her for your particular reason. Now, a woman is, I say a woman is feminine, a woman is nurturing by nature. And I would say if she matches with somebody, or she chooses somebody who chose her, and they're not fitting the bill, then you need to get away from that person. You're just giving your energy to the wrong person.
Boom. Come on.
Don't choose to remove femininity in submission. Don't do that, because I'm never going to remove masculinity, in provision. I'm not going to do that, because that's who I am as a man.
Yeah.
So if you may just not had the right guy, but you just chose to say, let me see where this can go, you have to own that. You have to own, and that's where accountability is, to say, you know what, I just gave this to the wrong man. It's like a man can be a provider and protector for the wrong woman. He can't complain later that, oh, well, she took me for everything, or she wasn't doing what she's supposed to do, and all of these different things. And the other thing that we have to understand that, like men, some men feel they are the right men, or they're good men, and some women feel they're the right women or good women. That relationship probably ended because of you. Maybe you said like who checked off that you was a good woman? Who approved that?
Hold on. Don't get your lawn attacks. Don't get your lawn attacks. All right?
And I was gonna say men as well. Men as well.
You was flowing. Don't.
Hey,
somebody just got in a got in a Acura.
Just because you say you're a good man, don't mean you're a good man.
Right.
You can say what you want.
I can say that personally. For years, I thought I was upstanding. I was dope. I was where it was at. It wasn't until my divorce and going to therapy that I realized that I was a man, but I wasn't that great of a man. Once you start linking about the parts of vulnerability and the parts of being open-minded and also not only being able to lead, but also being able to listen. There's so many different factors of a man,
yes.
But we only focus on the things of, are you a provider? Can you protect? I'm not out here in the streets. I'm not for the streets. I'm not running around with this one and that one. So those things, under those, because those are the big things that women look at and say, oh, that's a good man. That's a good man. You got you a good man because he go to work and he's not out here laying around with everybody and stuff like that. But the real factors of a good man are the ideas that he can lead with all the qualities that you need to lead with. Is not just being able to say, this is what we're going to do. Sometimes as a leader, you can sit back, as what Trinity Down said, you can as a leader, I can sit back and say, you know what, babe, this is your strong suit. So let me take a back seat.
Yeah, you take the lead. Yes.
You got this better than me. So, or someone saying, or a man saying, you know what, you've always been better with paying bills. So I'm going to go get the money, but I'm going to make sure these bills get paid. I've always said women are incubators. You give them ingredients and they'll make you a meal, right? You give them a plan, they'll provide you a business. But we have to be able as men, we have to be able to lead accordingly and understand the tools we got in our toolbox.
Yes.
So
I agree.
If my wife is an organizer, if she can get things together, if she's a go-getter, knowing like, okay, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Let me put these things in her ear. Babe, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I think we should do for our next goal in the next 5 years. Before I go to bed, most of those women who are go-getters will already have a business plan ready for you when you wake up in the morning.
Yes.
But being able to lead is being able to know what you have and then letting them take the front on certain situations.
I agree. And just to make it clear, we're talking about in a relationship and the dismantling of a relationship, right?
Right.
But we never talk about the courtship, right? Courting and dating and all of these different things. This guy or this woman may already showed you they're a straight asshole, but they may be so hot or so cute or so handsome that we overlook certain things because we want other things. So through a courtship, you see these things. You may see selfishness. You may see a lack of empathy and sympathy and understanding and awareness, how to protect a woman. You may see all of these different things. But because we want what we want and we're going to do what we do, we say, okay, let me see where this can go. When he may be wasting your time the whole time. That's what we call show ponies. That's what we call show ponies. It look good, but he ain't about shit.
Absolutely.
Zavita says, hey, Day-Day. Roles of women and men never evolve, in my opinion. Everybody just does what's best for them. I don't think there's a traditional role.
I mean, even what's best for you, like when you get children, right? When you get children, when you have children and you have a split, and let's say one party is angry, you may see a lot of spitefulness, you may see a lot of anger, you may see a lot of a certain type of agenda. That you may not be doing what's best for the child because you don't like the woman or you don't like the man. I mean, so that comes into play as well. You got to remember, we have a situation where 80% of our children is born out of wedlock. So you have a lot of broken homes. So you have to learn how to co-parent for the best of the child, not for you.
Factual.
It doesn't work that way. You thinking it's what's best for you. It's what's best for the child. The child, he ain't thinking about what you're thinking about, and I get it. But that's what sacrifice come into play. Now, do we sacrifice for the right reasons all the time? No, a lot of us are selfish. We're going to do what we think is best for us.
Well, let's not forget that some people don't even understand what sacrifice is.
This is true.
Because some people look at sacrifice as doing something that I don't want to do. And that's not a sacrifice. A sacrifice is being able to produce something out of a need. Is not you don't sacrifice. If I have $1 million, I'm not sacrificing $1.
Or to do something for the betterment of somebody else that doesn't benefit you directly.
Right.
Which a lot of people are not willing to do.
Because a lot of us are more concerned about the
bag.
Yeah.
But the bag. Where's the bag? Sometimes building up relationships and our children and our, all of these other things is what's going to cultivate in the long run, instead of worrying about, what I can get right now. And it doesn't work that way. But that's why, a lot of like our culture is where it is. Because you don't have a lot of sacrificing. You got a lot of people that just want what they want right now, and that's it.
Yep.
I grew up with the, understanding the quote, all money ain't good money. And that's real talk.
Okay.
Okay.
I said, okay.
That's real talk.
This is what I think.
Finally.
Finally, nothing. I'll let y'all talk because y'all two love each other with these topics. So, I just sit back, relax, and just listen to you guys just talk.
So we're gonna sit back and listen to you. Go ahead. Hold on, wait. Let me get my water.
My point is real quick and real sweet and very considerate to others. So y'all can all go to Sean house and just do what y'all need to do.
That's crazy.
I'm only playing. It's a joke. Don't take that seriously. But anyway, this is how I feel with all of this, men, women relationships evolving. No, they're not evolving because people do exactly what Sean said. People do what they want to do, which is not what you're supposed to do. But every relationship is different. Everybody deal with their relationships in different ways. I don't believe that it's a male role and a woman's role to a certain extent in a relationship. I think women give way too much of themselves in the beginning of a relationship when they shouldn't. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Yeah, because women sit up there and try to prove that I could be the wife. You don't have to give all of yourself to prove or show anybody that you could be a wife. Yeah, I could show you I could cook. I could show you I could clean. But that don't mean I'm gonna do it for you every day because I'm not your wife.
Interesting.
I'm not giving you all of me for what and don't even know whether or not this is gonna last. That's ridiculous.
So what do you expect from the man?
Tracy, don't say very true.
Yeah, what do you expect from the man? Because I heard this.
But that's the same thing with a man. A man could still show me who he is without giving me all of him. Like
define that. What is that? What is that? Define that.
Define what?
What you just said. A man can show you.
Yes,
without...
you can show me you could be a gentleman. You can show me that we have good communication with each other. You could show me a lot of things. You don't have to spend all your money. You don't have to spend all your money on me. You don't got to come live in my house to show me you a man.
Okay, now let me ask this.
Your house for me to show you that I'm a wife. I'm wife material. We can show each other in a dating stage while we're dating each other.
Yes, the courtship.
Yes, I can show you. You can show me. And
I agree.
Then we can make a decision on whether or not. And we can make a decision on whether or not we're gonna be together for a long term or a short term.
What are we showing though?
Now I agree because
it's whatever you want to show. If you want to show me you're an asshole, then show me that you're an asshole, and that's gonna make me just go and walk about my business just earlier.
Okay, now if I can add, because I've always heard I heard women say, don't give wife things to a man without him being your husband. Right? You've heard that? Yeah. But at the same time, want to be courted. And if you don't take me out, you don't bring me flowers, or you don't do this or don't do that, then you're not proving to me or showing me that you want me as a potential
because
relationship partner.
everybody has. Okay, but that's on that individual. Everybody has what do you call it?
Their standards.
Certain things, qualities, whatever that they
Yeah.
want in a person or in a man or whatever or in a woman. Okay, so if her quality is for you to just take her out and spend your money on her, is that somebody you want to be with?
No.
All right, so she's showing you that from the door that if you don't do certain things for me, I don't want to be with you. So
But the
that
point
should,
is,
so that should tell you what to keep it stepping if that's not the type of man that you are. You have some men that don't care about spending their money on women because
and that's fair.
long term.
And they're part of the problem.
That's fair. But if you're a woman that says that I'm not going to cook, I'm not going to clean, you're not my husband, then don't look for me to do husband things for you, like spend my money, take you to these restaurants and give you gifts and take you on trips and do all of these things in the courting stage without reciprocation. See, this is supposed to be reciprocal.
It is supposed to be reciprocal.
Okay, so everybody that be in the cheering section, everybody that be in the cheering section,
both sides are more focused on the harvest than they are focused on the sowing. No one is willing to sow into each other, but both sides are expecting a harvest. And at some point, we have to realize that if you don't sow anything, you can't expect a harvest. I cannot go to the bank if I haven't gone to the bank.
That's not what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is
you made a one-sided statement, is what I'm saying.
How was it one-sided? Go ahead, finish, Derek. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying I hear what you were saying, and I was hearing what Roshan was saying. What I'm saying is on both sides, for men and for women, we are so focused on the harvest, and no one is willing to sow. You hear women who saying, you don't give away the wifely duties when you're not a wife. But if we go what the Bible tells us, the Bible said a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So that means it's not a man that findeth a girlfriend, not a man that findeth a cutie pie, not a man that findeth a side chick, a man that findeth a wife. So therefore, when I found you, you were already doing wifely things. That's when I found you. Not when I proven to you that I'm a good man, but when I found you, you were already a wife. You were already doing the things of a wife. Your mindset was already in a set as a wife. You were already flowing in the quote unquote ministry of a wife. But today we don't find women who are willing to flow in the ministry of a wife, but then expect you just to see, just because you got boobs and a kitty, that you are a wife, when that's not that. A wife requires more than being able to please me sexually.
Good Lord.
What other things of a wife can I benefit from? What other things? Can you keep a home? Can you keep me? Can you bring me? Can you be able to bring me back in when my head is going 3 different ways? Can you bring me back in and center me back in?
The whole point of why you go into courtship. This is what I'm talking about. This is the things that you're supposed to be showing in the beginning of your relationship of what you can and cannot do, or whatever you are looking for in a person. That comes in the beginning of your courtship.
Yes,
but I don't have to cook and clean for you every day to prove to you that I am a wife.
That was your statement. That was your statement. Yeah.
No, I'm just
that was your statement. Neither one of us said that this is something you should be doing. We just said that whatever you look for, let it be reciprocal.
Well, I want to clarify that.
Exactly what I said.
I want to clarify that you don't have to cook.
The person is going to keep giving and giving and giving and not get anything in return.
And you get rid of the man
or the woman.
So here's the thing with the cooking, right?
It's the same thing.
A man is not going to require you to cook for him every day. A man wants to know that you think about him every day. So I didn't ask you. I didn't. While we're courting, I didn't say, "Hey, babe, what's for dinner?" I'm working. What I want to see that shows me that you're a wife is when you hit me up and say, "Hey, come on by and get a plate." Because You don't have to cook for me every day, but you eat every day. So if I'm working, I want to see that you're thinking about me while you're doing other things.
No, I
Yes.
and I understand that part. But like I said, that is the whole point of courtship. That is the whole point of getting to know someone.
I don't know
That,
what this person talking about.
everything
It's
that you're
different.
looking for in somebody is something you should be looking for in the beginning without having to spend all your damn money on them.
This comment crazy.
Yeah, you know. It's what she does.
Davida says men marry women for coochie and coochie.
I don't know what men that is, but you need to get out of that circle. If that's the circle you in, you need to get out of it.
David, you're the best. Tracy says, let's just say this. Traditional means that it came from the past and it has been brought to the future. The roles that we're giving in the past are different from the roles today. On both sides, people are doing things differently than back in the day when there was the hierarchy of husband, wife, and children. And most people are not looking for wives and husbands. They are looking for girlfriends and boyfriends. They are not looking for relationships mostly in these days.
I think the biggest thing of today is capitalism and materialism. You can have a traditional home without those things. You can have a man that can provide and protect without materialism and capitalism. But, when we want, like I always say, when we want to fly out here and we want this type of car and we want this and we want that, that requires more. When our grandparents was, great grandparents was alive and they were doing their thing, they didn't have, the things that we search and look for and long for. They didn't have that. And they at a time they were successful as well. You have Black Wall Street, you have a lot of those different places where those men and women, they were successful, but they had family. They didn't have the women's liberation movement that came in and, tore everything apart. Didn't have integration that came in and separated the races and stuff like that. So now, if you have a man that can provide for a regular, normal household, right? 3-bedroom home, you got your upstairs, your downstairs, your 2 bathrooms, you got your Civic, he got his, little Cherokee, whatever the case may be. You guys will be fine living within your means, the same as our great grandparents, right? You'll be fine. You live a nice life, be happy. But now when we want, the luxuries of life, which that's fine. I like luxuries of life as well. It goes more into a non-traditional environment. It's a luxury environment. People nowadays want a luxury lifestyle from regular people, which doesn't work. Only 10% of men in the United States make $100,000 and up.
Well, when people start living in reality, they'll be okay.
And I get it. And I agree.
It's just fucking simple. Live in reality.
I get it and I agree. I mean, like,
you got Cardi B and none of these damn celebrities out here. So let's get back to reality because we is regular folk that live patient.
But a lot of people, I get it, but we know a lot of people don't want to live like regular folk. You got people want Birkin bags when, we work regular 9 to 5s. Ain't nobody buying no $50,000 bag. You ain't got it. You can't fly to Miami every weekend or every month and you got a regular life. It doesn't work that way. What's that? Providing doesn't have limits.
So you're saying a man shouldn't get his wife's hair done from time to time because it's material?
Nobody said that. I said luxury. Like getting your hair done is getting your hair done. That's not luxury lifestyle. That's not flying to Dubai and then coming back and then flying to Miami. Like, we understand what I'm saying.
They bugging. They say also we're not our grandparents. Grandpa was able to have 5 families and take care of all of them.
Yeah, but he ain't have no iPhone. He ain't have no no AirPods. He ain't have no Mercedes Benz. Everybody wanted Infinities and red bottoms. It wasn't no red bottoms back then. It wasn't even cable. You had cable and Wi-Fi and we didn't have all of that stuff. This is luxury.
You know dear well back in those days shit was 39 cents.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. And they only made 50 cents, right? They only made 50 cents. But they made that 50 cent work to provide. There was no $100,000 a year back then. But you got some people now acting like $100,000 a year or $80,000. Well, I ain't gonna say 100,000. 50,000 a year is broke when it's not. That's an over average income.
No,
so back then,
but it's just like, you know, we all know what the reality of life is, and even though people don't want to live in the real world, and they choose to live in a fantasy world, and they think they Cardi B and Remy and Sarah, and they're gonna find a Russell Wilson. Yeah, we gonna wheel that shit back in because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because let's say an average black man that makes $50,000, right? You and him, if you making 45 and he making 50, or he making 60,000 and you making 50, I mean, you can have a nice life together and have, you know, your children, you instill, you know, your good values and character and integrity and all of these different things. But that's not what a lot of people want. And I go left. We're all, and Derek knows, you protect the black woman, right? You protect the black woman at all costs. And I agree, right? I agree. But I think a lack of respect for men is really at a high for whatever those reasons are. I mean, when I've heard some of the worst things about men because they don't want to do this, or they dusties, you broke. And it's maybe because of your situation or what you've been through. But that's not all men. Maybe you're just in the wrong circle. Just like it's not all women that do men wrong. Maybe you're in a wrong environment, the wrong circle. You picked the wrong people. Mm-hmm. But we can't place that on everybody. We just got to choose better.
I don't think anything should be placed on anybody because it ain't nobody else's fault what you went through. That's your personal situation. But I just think that sometimes, you know, people's standards, should I say, have evolved. There, you know, it ain't just like grandpa and grandma was back in the day. Everybody want more. Women are more independent. They making their own money. They you know, feel like they don't need a man for this, that, and the next. I already got this. So what else? So what else you bring it to the table? And that's the same thing, you know, with men. Men standards are different than what women's standards are. So I think everybody's standards of who they want to be with, what they want, what they see, what they go by, all of that is just different. And this is and everybody is just bumping heads.
I agree, but at the same time, like you said, I deal with the reality. The rarities is making an abundance of money. I mean, the average woman in every nationality makes less than the men. Every man in each nationality make more than the woman. On average, you can look it up. It's not me. I mean, every man in every nationality makes more than the woman. On average, the percentage of, let's say, black men that make 100,000 is more than the percentage of black women that make 100,000. Right? There's 50 million African Americans in this country. If everybody understood the realities of what it is, not like you said, the fantasy, That's because of sexism? No, it's not. It's not because of sexism. It's definitely not because of sexism. It's and I'll say this, and like my daughter is graduating from a chemical engineering degree. I was so strong in science, technology, engineering, and math. That's where the money is. High level tech. That's where the money is. If you go to school and you go on for social studies and you go on for anything in humanities, you're not going to make as much as somebody that works or got a degree in science, technology, engineering, and math. You know, you can look that up. Like I even did the numbers, and you know how I am with my stats.
Oh Jesus, yeah! Look what y'all done did.
Just talking in physicalities, right? Just talking in physicalities, right? And this is where a lot of money is. Men are 93% of steel workers, 99% of carpenters, 96% of coal miners, 86% of engineers, science, technology, engineering, math, 96% of mechanics, 98% of construction, 83% of police, 92% of firefighters. Shout out to my sis Janice that's on here, firefighter extraordinaire. 82% of farmers, 95% of garbage workers, 92% of fishermen, 90% of landscapers, 90% of pilots, 79% of inventors, 94% of railroad workers, 76% of scientists, 85% of the military, 98% of truck drivers, 95% of cable installers, 83% of the power grid, 88% of armed guards, 97% of roughnecks, 80% of bridge builders. That's like 90% of what makes the world go round. That's the infrastructure. Women are 10% of that. But you going to school to be a florist. It's not to make money. So we can't keep saying sexism if you're choosing occupations that's not paying what you're supposed to be making. They just did Amazon, and you can look this up. I think it was Amazon or Google. They just did, and this was a year ago, they just did an audit on their whole company. And the women made more than the men, where they cut the men checks because it was a gender bias. The women were making more than the men for the same occupation. So that's false. All you got to do is do a Google search and it'll show you that. It'll tell you that. They say on the average, men work more hours than women through the course of the week and make the same amount of money for the same occupation. So it's not a sexism thing. You're just not going into the right careers. But the research and the data just proved that even in Amazon or Google, they just had to pay the men because they were being paid less than what they were paying the women for the same roles and the same jobs. They just looked up the numbers and the women were actually working less and getting this paid the same. That's my point of the gender pay gap. The gender pay gap is not for the same job. It's just giving you what men make in the world or in the United States and what women make. But the reason why the women are not making what they more is because of the jobs that they're choosing. They're not getting paid for the same job. Like Janice is on this call. Me and Janice makes the same, regardless of what my job is and what her job is or what we choose to do as firefighters. We make the same. But if you're choosing to be a florist and I choose to be a firefighter and I make what I make and then you make what you make, you can't say, oh, well, he make more than me. You're choosing the job that you choose. It's not, the pay gap is not for the same job. Men actually work more hours and get paid less for the same job. That was debunked like a million times. Look that up. I just said Google and Amazon just had to pay the men because they were getting paid less for the same jobs.
All right, we ain't gonna turn this into the gender gap battle.
No,
Okay.
it's not a battle. It's for knowledge. It's for wisdom. A lot of us spew certain ideas that we've heard, but we didn't actually research what we actually heard. So once you do research it, I've done the research.
Got it. Get you good. Pinky says, so to quote one of the articles from it, there's a significant gender wage gap at every level of education. Overall, women must complete one additional degree in order to be paid the same wages as a man with less education.
Because of the jobs that you choose. Degrees don't dictate your pay. Your occupation do. Men get less degrees, but make more money because of what I just explained. This is what makes money. Infrastructure. That's what makes money.
We are going to boil it down to this. Okay. Everybody got to work. Everybody need a job. And if people didn't pick some of the jobs that they had, the shit wouldn't exist. If it wasn't for us out here, then nobody would be sitting ribbing nobody no flowers on the first date. Okay. So every job and occupation that is out there, it is needed for somebody to fill that damn position. Okay. If we didn't
I agree.
find workers, y'all asses wouldn't be on Amazon 24/7.
I agree. I agree. But when you 90% of what makes money, and the biggest money maker that, let's say, women go into is nursing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't complain about your 90%, and then there's 90% on the men's side, and you say there's a pay gap, but you're not choosing these jobs. Infrastructure is what pays what pays hefty. High level tech is what pays hefty. The medical field, high level, dentists, surgeons, that type of stuff. You know, high level law, that's what pays.
But we all living we all live in our realities. So, you know, people pick their occupations the way they pick it. Some people want jobs that they love and not gonna hate later on.
And I don't have a problem with that. I'm good with that.
Jobs for the money. Other people pick, people pick what they pick for a reason.
I agree.
Trust and believe. I'm pretty sure that if these teachers understand, they get paid shit, but yet they stick it in there. If we ain't have teachers, who gonna be doing that? Because ain't nobody getting shit. Ain't nobody getting no degrees. Ain't nobody getting none of the above.
And they should be paid more. I totally agree.
They should. Especially with these badass kids.
I should be paid more. While you're at it, I need a couple more coins. Let me get some.
Sean.
What?
Sean.
I can't get a couple more dollars?
No.
Why?
No. Absolutely not.
That's crazy.
But absolutely not. So at the end of the day,
the day is over.
What you say, Derek? What's Eric say?
The day is over.
It is, because we have reached our hour of talk and candid conversation. I am gonna say this before I say my last remarks. Candid Conversations, we all know, is going on our 5th anniversary. So check out the page here and there. I don't think I put it on Instagram. I forgot, my bad. I'm one person. But I'm gonna be throwing out little trivia and things like that to see who is our top fans, because we are doing a dinner for our 5th anniversary, and we are inviting some of the viewers to our dinner. So we have to kind of figure out some way, somehow, to see who is going to be coming to our dinner.
/ filming.
And it can't be nobody that's gonna try to tee up Sean lawn.
Absolutely not.
So it will be a lot.
Locked and loaded in here, boy.
It'll be live taping, and we're gonna have a nice little dinner to celebrate 5 years of Candid Conversations. So yeah, now on. All right, miss. But what I have to say about this topic, my last remarks of it is that at the end of the day, the biggest part that I don't even really think we discussed it like that, but it is communication and understanding. So if you want to be in a fruitful relationship, I think that's where you start at. You start with the communication and understanding each other and knowing who you fucking with before you fucking them.
Come on now. Come on now.
And
all
that's
right.
what I'm gonna say.
You better
All right.
you better make a sermon title.
That better not be no sermon.
All right, Mr. Derek, what you got to say?
Don't have me follow behind that. If you want to be somebody, and if you want to go somewhere,
Oh God.
we need you to wake up and pay attention.
I don't, Derek. Ain't that from Sister Act?
From Candid Conversation today.
I can't with y'all. All right, Sean. What's up?
No. This need a part 2. But let's get back to family. I'm out.
All right, beautiful people. Thank y'all for joining us tonight on Candid Conversations. We will see y'all next Tuesday, same time, same place. Y'all have a beautiful night. Peace, love, and blessings to you all.